I'm in the talk to them wing of the Democratic Party. I'm not in the cut your people off.
Right.
Don't cut them off. And, I have friends who, are not on that side of it and didn't like what I said. And
Have they cut you off?
Well, it's such an interesting issue. One relationship that's in the balance. I mean, it was.
And that's not a real friend.
Well, I mean, we weren't close. I mean, I'm talking like it was Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, I said it publicly, and I like Jimmy a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife wrote that thing that said, she did lose family members. She wrote them before the election and said, here's 10 reasons why you just can't vote for Trump. And then some of them, just didn't follow that. And I was as kid glove as I could. And I see they're mad at me, and I'm sorry. I mean, I was being, again, as respectful as I could, but I don't agree with that point of view. And since she went public with it, it wasn't out of school for me to go public with it. I love Jimmy. I always have. I don't know him that well, but he's a great guy. And we have a connection, like we were both fired by ABC, and he took I had that time slot, so it's so interesting. The same ABC, I mean, Disney executive canned us both. It's interesting, the connections, and so I hope we're friends forever, but I don't know. The liberals and the woke, that's a schism. It just is.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that the time of my life where I was the most miserable was probably 2015 through 2019.
Before the pandemic.
It was before the pandemic. I mean,
wow.
The pandemic was
better for you. Things got better.
I mean, look, actually, I hate to admit it, but things did get better for me during the pandemic. I was
Really?
like, oh, I get to work from home. I'm exhausted. I'm burnt out.
And it didn't put pressure on the marriage because lots of people said that. People broke up because it's like, oh, I got to look at your ass all day. That I didn't bargain for that.
That wasn't at all an issue with us. It did kind of start to be. So my husband was a bartender when the pandemic hit. And so he obviously got laid off right away, which I was, understanding about. I think what started to kind of get in between us, although not to the point where it became a problem, was where I felt like I was working all the time, even though I was working from home. And he was a bartender, so he doesn't really have any other options other than making a career change.
Of course.
So finally got to a point where I was like, you need to make a career change. And I'm glad I did that, even though it was difficult for me to do, because being the nagging wife is not my thing.
Right.
But he was understanding about it, and he then pursued what I think he was always meant to do, which is he's the head baseball coach at a school, and he was a professional baseball player prior to that. When his baseball career ended, that was when he came out to LA and started kind of working at restaurants and stuff to figure out, what do I want to do next? And then he got comfortable. I think that happens to a lot of people. So COVID was a bit of a crisis that we took as an opportunity to move forward in life in certain ways, if that makes any sense.
This sounds like the kind of thing. I never got married, but I've never been a person, and I think people have this misconception that I'm anti-marriage. I'm only anti-marriage for me. Mm-hmm. I get it, because I see so many of my friends who are married, and of course most marriages do fall apart in some way, but I also know plenty of people who have had great ones and would be really lost without their spouse. And some people, their nature is to be in a partnership.
True.
It's it's a seesaw thing. That's not me.
Yeah.
I'm a lone wolf. Always have been.
If you know yourself and that's what you like, then go for it. I mean, it's all life is so short.
I'm very social, but ultimately I'm a lone wolf. But this sounds to me like what a marriage should be like. Not nagging, but when you need that person to, you're on this teeter-totter together to get things even and balanced. They're there to do that.
Totally.
And that's great. I mean, if you're of that personality, I think most people are. Most people are always looking for, complete me, and some of that is cliche, but some of it is kind of true. I've seen people who were incomplete.
I didn't realize I was incomplete until I met him. And there are qualities of his that I think I've adapted for the better. So for instance, he's just such a kind-hearted person who sees the good in everyone. And so when I talk about the period of my life when I was the most miserable, I wasn't able to see the good in everyone, right? And so I was very much in the mindset of who you vote for demonstrates what your values are. And if I have determined that the person you voted for is a bad actor or immoral, that means you're bad and you're immoral. And it is a terrible place to be where you think half the country
that
is awful.
Exactly what my theme was Friday, and you know, so I was disappointed that you know, I said about the thing again, trying to be respectful. She had said I sent my relatives a letter with 10 reasons you should not vote for Trump, and I first of all said 10. I could think of 100.
That's true.
But like, to me, a better exercise, and as someone who votes Democratic, a better exercise would be write a letter to yourself, 10 reasons why you might imagine those 77 million Americans could not vote. But I want to get back to this husband thing just for a second,
Love talking
because
about my
because I'm very interested in this. It's just endlessly fascinating to me, like how different people do it. You know, and how they make it work.
When we do it real well, I'll tell you that.
Well, please, this is a family Oh, no, it's not. It's Club Random. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm drinking and taking drugs and swearing. It's not a kid show at all. And kids, by the way, it would not be the worst message, kids, if you're gonna fuck, do it well.
Do it well.
Do it well. Remember the song?
Give it your all.
Doing it
well.
You do remember that?
Of course I do.
That is the single best sex song ever.
It is pretty sexy.
LL Cool J.
Yes. It's actually, man, they don't make music like that anymore.
They don't make that one anymore. They certainly don't.
Yep.
And it was so sexy. And then when he got to the part when he says, I was raised out in Queens, she was from Brooklyn, or it was maybe the other way. I was like, what does that have? It's so sexy. And then we have to talk about what borough we're from. It just always cracked me up.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, it's like the beat of that song.
Record.
Yeah, the woman who's like singing in a sultry way and moaning at the same time.
Oh, yes.
So sexy.
Oh, and the lyrics. I mean, they're dirty without being like... He's got some that are like, trust me, would not win the now Man of the Year honors.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah.
But this one doesn't tip over into that.
Right.
But see, your dynamic sounds to me like Lifeguard.